Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a screen replacement on a Blu Win HD. These are the tools you'll need: a metal spudger, a plastic spudger, tweezers, a Phillips screwdriver, as well as a flathead screwdriver. So this is what the part should look like. It's the LCD and digitizer replacement for this particular phone. So first we're going to start by removing the battery door and also removing the battery. And then we're going to remove the 12 Phillips screws holding down the plastic plate. So once you've got all the screws out, you'll just want to make sure that there are no SIM cards or SD cards in any of the slots before you remove the actual plastic back housing. And we'll take our metal spudger and work our way on the sides here, and it should just pop right off. Remove the side power button and volume button rubber pieces, and then there will be 2 screws holding down the motherboard that you'll want to remove. Then we can go down to the bottom and take off the loudspeaker, and then we're going to grab our plastic spudger and disconnect all of the small connections, such as the digitizer and the radio antenna wire. So we're going to jump up to the motherboard area and grab our tweezers just to remove the plastic tape so that we can disconnect the LCD ribbon with our plastic spudger, and then we can remove the motherboard. So now we're just going to go down to the bottom area so that we can disconnect the digitizer. So we're going to flip up the little black clip on the actual connection here on the logic board, and then we can pull out the digitizer ribbon. Alright, so now that we've got everything disconnected from the lower logic board, we can take our plastic spudger and start working it underneath so that it releases from the adhesive. So grab your little flathead screwdriver now, and you can work it underneath the vibrate motor so we can safely remove this lower logic board. So now we're going to flip the phone around, and we're going to grab our razor blade, and we're going to start working our way along the sides to release the adhesive that's holding the glass and digitizer and LCD down. So you can use a heat gun or a hair dryer for this part. I didn't use one because it's a pretty thin adhesive. It was really only difficult in one area near the top. So just work your way along the sides, just slowly release it. Also, I forgot to peel up the back area where the LCD ribbon runs along. So once you've got it released, you're going to take your razor blade and just kind of clean up all the edges here, take out any excess glass that's stuck in there. Now you'll always want to wear safety goggles for this just in case, as there will be glass going everywhere. I've gotten glass in my eye before, it's not fun. So just make sure you're safe and wear some goggles. Alright, now we're going to grab the metal spudger and we're going to scrape up some of the remaining adhesive that's holding down some more glass. And then we're just going to go around the edges and just clean it up and make sure that there's no glass at all. Otherwise, if there is a piece or a shard somewhere and you push down with a new screen, it can actually crack and shatter the new one. So I just like to go around the perimeter at least once and just kind of scrape any of the remaining adhesive and the glass. So now that that's done, you're just going to want to clean up your area. And then we can start installing the adhesive strips. So I just have a double-sided adhesive here that I got from my supplier. And you just trim it to fit. I'm using a thin, I think 2mm adhesive here on the sides, and then on the top and the bottom I believe it's 4. Alright, so just grab your tweezers here and start removing the plastic for the double-sided adhesive. So like I said before, I forgot to peel this part up to remove the LCD ribbon, which didn't matter, that LCD was already damaged, but I'm just doing it right now instead. So just peel it up and then you can remove the old LCD ribbon and then you can start installing your new one. So we'll take the new screen, you feed the LCD ribbon through, so the longer one, and then you're going to want to take the little digitizer ribbon and kind of push it through near the bottom. Just be gentle with it, you don't want to pinch it and damage it. Might take a few tries. Alright, now that it's in, you can start pushing it down. Just make sure it's fitting properly. So now that it's snug, we can go on to the other side and we can start putting the LCD ribbon underneath that foil. So we're just going to grab a little piece of foil and put it back over top of the little connection behind the digitizer connection. And then we're going to grab that lower logic board and we're going to put it back. And we can feed in the digitizer ribbon into its little slot and click the clip down. Then we're going to reconnect the ribbon for the lower logic board to the upper logic board. So now we can grab the upper logic board and put it into place. There is a little connection on the back of the logic board. So just gently click that in, and then we're going to take the radio antenna wire and we're going to feed that into the little slots on the side here and carefully push it in. Make sure that the camera is sitting in its housing properly, and then we can go up to the top area and start sliding in the LCD ribbon. Just make sure that the little white line on the LCD ribbon is lined up with the white line on the motherboard right by the connection before you clip it in. So once that's done, we're going to grab our 2 screws for the motherboard, screw them down, and then we're going to take these side volume and power button rubber pieces and just put them in their spot. And then you're going to grab the loudspeaker and put it at the bottom here. And then we're going to grab the back plastic plate and we're going to clip it back in. So once that's on, we can grab our 12 Phillips screws and start screwing them back in. Now remember, I think 1 or 2 of them are a different size, so just make sure you're putting them in the right spots. Once you've got all of the screws back in, we can grab our battery, pop that in, pop the back on, and then you can turn it on, test it out, and you're good to go. Alright, thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at APRYEG.